Okay, guys, so this is our discussion for debit and credit. This is Tristan Ian Cristobal. I am the founder of CPA Online Review School, and I'm about to discuss to you the rules, okay, of debit and credit. What is debit? What is credit? Okay, and how we're going to how will it be beneficial to you at the end of the day? Okay, so debit and credit is very powerful, guys, no, sa accounting world. Okay, without debit and credit, ay nako, siguro napakahirap mag-record or napakahirap mag-analyze or let us say mag-account. Okay, mag-account ng mga transactions ng company. So yung debit and credit is very powerful in terms of let us say, paano ba to? Very powerful in terms of organizing the accounts. Okay, because in every account there's applicable side yan, or ano ba siya, saan ba siya dapat, is it a credit balance or is it a debit balance? Okay, so we will go through that on the distinctions of those accounts, kung debit ba siya or credit. So very important, number one rule is, if you remember our discussion about accounting equation or the components, so yung components na yon is, di ba? Let me just, para just for you to remember, okay? So yung accounting equation natin is, may component siyang asset equals liabilities plus capital, right? So yung assets na yan, meron niyang mga accounts na tinatawag. Okay, same goes with liabilities and capital. May different accounts. Okay, so yung accounts na yan, it could be yung specifically, meron kang cash, accounts receivable, meron kang notes receivable, may inventory, blah, blah, blah. So sabihin natin assets, no? Yung mga assets na yan, property, plant, and equipment. And then liabilities naman, meron kang trade, okay? Non-trade, meron kang loans, meron kang, let us say, utilities payable, all right? So liabilities as in pagkautang. While pag accounts for your capital naman, of course, nandyan yung capital share mo. Okay, nandyan yung, let us say, withdrawal. And then meron din syempre yung retained earnings mo for that. Okay? And then dito rin papasok, if you're going to expand that, dito rin papasok yung revenue, and then dito rin papasok yung expenses. Okay? So, every account na sinasabi ko sa inyo, guys, is cash, AR, yan. They have a specific or normal side. Okay? So, saan ba sila dapat? So, as a general rule, ganito yan. Yung asset equals liabilities plus capital natin, gawa ka lang ng T account for that. So, basta ibig sabihin, kapag nakita mo na yan, so ito yung debit side, ito yung credit side. Ibig sabihin, the normal side of asset is debit. The normal side of or normal balance is of liabilities and capital is credit. Okay? No question asked. Yan ang rule. Okay? Pinanganak na tayo na ganyan. Okay? Yung nag-invento ng accounting, ganyan niya ginawa. Okay? This is to organize. Okay? The accounting or how to account the business transactions. Okay? So, ganyan ha, malinaw yan ha. That's the first rule. The rule in the debit and credit is always know that T form of accounts. Okay? So, accounts, ibig sabihin, these are accounts used to record the effects of transactions. Okay? Which is yung sinasabi natin kanina na example na bawat components ng accounting equation ay may mga accounts. Nandiyan yung cash, nandiyan yung AR, okay, notes receivable, o sabihin natin notes payable, accounts payable, alright, or capital. So yan yung mga accounts na sinasabi. Okay? Accounts. So every account has two sides. So sinasabi niya, yung cash daw, may two side daw yan. Yan. Which is debit and credit. Okay? So dito mo makukuha, just ito debit, ito credit. Okay? So every account, not only cash, but also AR, NR, or notes receivable, accounts payable, notes payable, capital, revenue, okay, and then expenses. Okay, pareho lang daw yan. Okay, na meron silang debit and credit. Okay, sabihin natin yung account, meron siyang debit, and then meron siyang credit. Okay? So, paano ba yan? T forms of account. Paano niya ba? Ano ba yung sinasabi niya dyan na meron kang debit and credit side? So, let's see on the T forms of accounts. Ayun. Any amount entered on the left side is to be debited. Any amount naman entered on the right side is to be credited. Okay? And then just remember this, observe that the accounts are in letter T. So letter T, kaya siya T account. So si cash, debit, and then credit. Si accounts receivable, debit, and credit. Left and right. So ganun din si accounts payable, debit, and credit. Meron siya. Okay? But then again, ang sinasabi natin kanina, ano yung normal balance netong cash, accounts receivable, or assets? Sila ay, normal side ay sa left side, which is the debit. Kapag liabilities naman and capital, liabilities and capital, ang normal side niya ay credit, debit ay credit. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, nasa left side. Okay? So, ganon. Ganon lang kasimple, guys. Just stick to the rule. Stick on that rule. Okay? Para hindi na kayo malito for analyzing. Okay? For analyzing the accounts. Okay? So let's move forward. Paano pa natin i-analyze yan? T forms of account. Ayan. Okay? Rules. Kailangan nyo malaman yung rules of debit and credit. So the T account or the debit and credit is very convenient as a guide in debit and credit. So makikita mo dito na yung ginawa natin kanina, yung asset, debit, ang normal balance, credit, ang normal balance ng liabilities and capital. So sinasabi niya rin dito, side where the account falls is its increased side. So increased side daw to. So like let's say meron kang, sabihin natin, gawin na nating impacto. So meron kang invested 100,000. And then you invested, siyempre meron kang cash. Right? So nag-increase. Sabihin mo nagbayad ka ng liabilities. Okay? So ibig sabihin ibabawas mo siya dito. 1,000, bawas mo. And then magkakaroon ka ng bawas sa cash, 1,000. Right? So ganun ang ibig sabihin yan, guys, ha? Na kung saan itong liabilities na to kailangan mong bawasan, yung cash kailangan mo din bawasan. So magkakaroon tayo, guys, no? Magkakaroon tayo ng analysis later on that. Okay? So effect niya pag may increase in assets recorded as debit. So for example, ito na 100,000. So meron kang investment to, yung transaction niya. Okay? Invested 100,000 in the company. So increase in assets. So meron kang nag-increase yung asset mo ng 100,000. So nag-debit ka ng cash amounting to 100,000. Okay? Increase in liabilities or capital recorded in credit. Nag-increase kasi nga nag-invest ka, may capital ka. So yung capital mo, okay? Letter maybe U. Okay? Amounting to 100,000. So, yun ang ibig sabihin nito, guys. Okay? Increase in assets are recorded as debit. So, sabihin natin, baligtarin natin siya. Assets increase. Okay? Ay, assets decrease. Okay? O, sabihin natin, you purchase, or let us say, Ano bang maganda rito? You paid salaries expense. Okay? So yung asset mo na cash magdi-decrease because nagbayad ka. Okay? And then meron kang expense na account. So yung expense na account is debit side palagi. Okay? And then bawasan mo yung cash ng salaries expense na maybe 2,000. Diba? Decrease in cash. Credit mo siya. Decrease in asset. Ang cash ay asset. Okay? Next is pagdating naman kay expense. So si expense, ang normal balance niyan is debit. Okay? So any increase in expense ay dinedebit din. So ganun din ang logic nito. Increase in expense, okay, are recorded as debit. So kapag dinicrease mo ang expense, paano siya? O edi may adjusting entries kanyan ibig sabihin. Right? So ibig sabihin you have to credit yung expense kapag gusto mong ibawasan. Okay? So same goes with the liabilities and capital as recorded as credit kapag nag-increase ka dyan. Okay? Assets increase by debits. Okay? So again, asset ay nag-i-increase daw by debits. So katulad nito, by debits. Liabilities and capital increase by credits. So credits kasi credit side siya and debit side ang asset. Assets and liabilities capital are real or permanent accounts. So these are rules, guys, no? They are real or permanent accounts. So yung nominal accounts naman, they are revenues, usually revenues and expenses. Okay, kapag nominal account, ibig sabihin naklo-close siya every year. So hindi siya naki-carry forward for the next business cycle. Okay, so ibig sabihin business cycle, for example, last year 2019 January until December. Okay, kung magkano yung balance ng cash ng accounts receivable, mafo-forward yan sa 2020. So ibig sabihin for December 31 meron kang piso accounts receivable, meron kang 10. So January 1, okay, piso ulit yan and then 10. Roll forward. Carry over. Unlike kapag expenses, sabihin natin for 2020, meron kang expenses na 100. Ito kasi i-close mo yan, magiging 0. You cannot roll forward that in 2020. Okay? So guys, ganun lang yung rules niyan, ano? Ganun lang ang rules. Just take note of the rules and then maggagawa tayo ng entries for debit and credit. So para mas maintindihan nyo siya, okay? So tingnan natin yung expanded accounting equation. Ayan. Ito yung expanded accounting equation natin. Okay? We're in asset equals liabilities plus capital and under ng capital ay income or the revenue. Okay, and then expenses. Okay? So let's move forward. Normal balance. Yan. Normal balance of account. Again, guys, normal balance of account is the increased side. So pag sinabi nating increased side, ito na yung normal balance niya. So ano yung increased side ng assets? Diba? Debit. So kapag increased side siya, ibig sabihin normal balance niya yun. Nandun dapat sa T account. So for example, right? So maraming nalilito rito eh. So for example, sa T account, meron kang cash. So may beginning balance kang 100,000 and then nagbayad ka ng 120,000. Diba? Nagbayad ka, decrease eh. Okay? Credit mo na. So, meron siyang abnormal balance na 20,000. Diba? Bakit? So, mukhang may mali. So, you have to audit that. Diba? Doon na lumalabas yung audit performance. Bakit may 20,000 dito? It looks like na, dapat nasa debit side siya. Kasi sabi niya rito, increase side is the normal balance. So, ibig sabihin, dapat ito, positive to. Positive side yung cash mo. Lumalabas, negative side yung cash mo, walang pera si company. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung ginastos mo kesa sa cash on hand mo. Bakit kaya? Okay, so ganun ang ibig sabihin ha. So same goes doon sa liabilities. So pag liabilities naman, sabihin natin accounts payable. So your accounts payable may beginning balance na 100,000. Okay? And then nagbayad ka ng 150,000. So ibig sabihin, kailan mo na nabawasan na yung 50,000. So and then lumalabas. Okay? 50,000 ang balanse. Pero nasa debit side. Right? Bakit nasa debit side? Dapat credit side. Okay? Kasi yun yung normal balance niya. Okay? Kapag nasa debit side ng accounts payable, mukhang may mali. Meron kang dapat i-audit pa. Okay? Take note of that. Take note of that analysis. So, same analysis applies to all accounts, to assets, to withdrawals, expenses, liabilities, capital, revenues. The same analysis, guys. Okay? So that is very important. Next. So assets, withdrawal, expenses, debit ang kanyang normal balance, liabilities, capital, revenues, credit ang kanyang normal balance. Okay? So debit yan, si assets, si credit naman, si liabilities. Ayun. So, you have to make ensure na ano ba ang balances niya, ang normal balance. That is very important, guys. So, yeah. So, ito, mag-a-analyze na tayo ng transactions. Key to transaction analysis. What's going on? What accounts are affected? How are they affected? Do the debits equal the credits? Okay? Does my analysis make sense? Okay, so titingnan natin ha. What's going on? Anong nangyayari? What accounts are affected? Okay, so sabihin natin, number 1. Okay, sabihin natin you invested into your business amounting to 100,000. Okay, so sagutin natin, what's going on? Anong nangyayari? Okay, so ako, I want to put up a business. Number 1. What accounts are affected? So, meron kang 100,000 na cash. Okay? And then invested, ibig sabihin capital. Okay? How are they affected? Well, yung cash nag-increase because I invested. So, meron kang 100,000 na increase. Si capital din, since startup siya, so meron akong 100,000 na capital increase. Does the debit equal the credit? Ooh! Right? So, anong entry mo dito? So, ang entry mo, again, si cash ay debit kasi nag-increase because you invested. Okay? So, si cash, 100,000 debit. And then si capital, credit kasi, again, increase. Okay? Do the debit equals the credit? Yes. Kasi 0, 0. Kailangan yan palagi 0 yan. No? Difference. Does my analysis make sense? Somehow, yes. And for sure, yes. Why? Because, again, you invested in the company or you started the company with a capital of 100,000. Okay? By doing so, kailangan mo ng cash. Okay? So, meaning, yung business, yung company cash ay nag-increase ng 100,000. Wherein, when we say increase in asset, debit side. Okay? So, kaya mo siya dinebit yung cash. And then yung capital naman is in-increase mo because of increase of capital na 100,000. Okay? So, does my analysis make sense? Definitely yes. Again, pag asset, okay, you want to increase, ay di dapat debit side yan. Okay? Pag liabilities, you want to increase, of course, sa credit side. Capital, you want to increase, that should be on credit side. Revenues, you want to increase, that should be fall on credit side. Okay? Expenses, you want to increase, that should be on debit side. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pag mag-e-entry ka, ito yung rule mo. O, katulad nito, invested cash. Okay? Dinebit mo kasi nag-increase. Ito naman, dinebit mo because credit mo yung capital because nag-increase. Okay? So sabihin naman natin, paid rental. Okay? You paid rental. Rental payment. Okay? For the month amounting to 5,000. Okay? So ibig sabihin, rental payment, meron kang rental expense. Ano yung expense? You want to increase your expense. Right? Kasi meron kang na-incurred na expense. Okay? So ang entry mo ay debit rental expense or rent expense amounting to 5,000. Why? Because you're going to increase. You want to increase, i-debit mo. And then sabi niya, nagbayad ka daw, paid. E di, ano ba ang pambayad mo? E di cash na account. So if you want to decrease your asset, your cash, okay, decrease, e di, baligtarin mo to, gawin mong credit. Okay? Cash, credit, and then 5,000. Gets? Malinaw? Malinaw ba guys? Okay? Yan. Okay, thank you so much sa ating mga umattend sa Zoom, mga students natin. Okay, so that's it. So let's go into the detailed transaction ng debit and credit. Okay, pupunta tayo doon sa journal entries na. No? Journal entries.